Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What's good, y'all? It's your man Hezo, and welcome back to the Blacktop, where I always got next, you feel me? So real quick, before I dive into today's topic, I'm going to be going on a small little Labor Day weekend vacation coming this Friday. So I'm going to be doing this video and then probably one more this week. And then there's going to be some days in between, probably up until almost maybe next Friday until y'all see another video from me. So just keep that in mind. I am going to be on vacation, but I'm going to try and record a video within the next couple days as soon as I get back. So about a week and a half or so ago, I dropped my Eastern Conference playoff prediction video, and then a few days later I dropped my Western Conference playoff prediction video. And so much of the backlash and the absolute disrespect on my Atlanta Hawks is just insane. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Leave a like on the video. Help me grow my channel out. I'm on my way to my first 400 subscribers, so if y'all can help me get there, I greatly appreciate it. And let's get right into it. So I think the Hawks are like the only team in the NBA that can legitimately add an all-star player to their team, and yet people think that they're still going to be an A seed or just not be better at all. They're not like the Hawks are the only team. You add another all-star player to a playoff team and they immediately jump in the standings, but apparently not the Hawks because people think that DeJounte Murray is just not going to fit next to Trey, because apparently Trey is just is just a selfish player that needs the ball all the time, and that's just not true. Like, the fact that people think that Trey can't play off ball just tells me how much you don't watch basketball. And it's just that simple. I mean, just because he doesn't play off ball with the Hawks because they don't have another dominant ball handler doesn't mean that he can't do it. The dude did it all through high school. So, and I know it's a different level, it's the NBA, and I get all that, but let's act like he's not an all-star, all-NBA player that can't adapt to a change because he wants to win. So a couple other things that I kind of picked out that I noticed that a lot of people were saying, and I know a handful of people, not even just on my video, but just on Twitter, and people overrating the Toronto Raptors. Now, I'm not taking a shot at any Raptors fans by any means, or even calling out the Raptors, because they're a good team. But to think that they're going to be probably a top 4 seed again, to me, is kind of a stretch. I'm gonna say it's a stretch. I just don't really see that the Raptors got really any better, other than they added Otto Porter to the bench. Okay, that's fine. They had Otto Porter. That's not gonna get you a top 4 seed. They were, I think, a 5 seed last year. They had a good run. They lost in, I think, 6 games to the Sixers in the first round. But let's be honest, man, the Raptors really overachieved. No one even picked them to make the playoffs. And shout out to them, because they had a really good season. I just don't see that replicating again. And I know they had a ton of injuries, but come on, man. Like, let's not act like the Hawks didn't have a ton of injuries. I mean, Onyeka Okongwu missed almost the entire first half of the season, who is a very key rotation player for the Hawks, especially in terms of defensively, missed 34 games. Then you look at DeAndre Hunter. He missed a bulk of the season, missed almost 30 games. John Collins missed almost the entire second half of the season after the All-Star break, missed about 28 games. Bogdanović missed 19 games. Gallinari missed 16 games. These are all key, very key rotational players / starters that Atlanta was missing for a very big portion of the season and was able to squeeze into the A seed. Now, I'm not saying other teams didn't have injuries, but to think that, use that as an excuse to why other teams are going to get better but not give that same treatment to the Hawks, to me is just unfair. I truly believe that Atlanta is going to be a top 4 seed next season once they put it all together with adding DeJounte Murray. When you add an all-star caliber or an all-star player next to already an all-NBA player, Atlanta now has one of the best backcourts in the NBA, and I don't think it could be debated. Not to mention, you really improve on the worst part of the Hawks last season, which was their defense. You add a versatile defender who led the league in steals, can get into passing lanes, play on-ball defense, in DeJounte Murray. Now DeAndre Hunter is going to be back healthy, one of their best defenders. Like, it's pretty damn, I don't know, I just think it's pure ignorance to think that the Hawks are not going to improve because they're getting healthy. You added an all-star player in DeJounte Murray. And then when you look at Clint Capella, another guy that was kind of banged up towards the end of the season, missed games 1 and 2 of the playoffs in the Miami series. That's a big loss. I know that the Hawks lost in 5 games. It wasn't even a close series. But again, I've said this from the beginning after DeJounte got traded to Atlanta, that when you give Trey a secondary ball handler, you get Trey so much more freedom now. You cannot trap him any longer like the Heat were doing and a lot of other teams were doing the entire season. It was just trap Trey, force someone else to beat you, and that's what the Heat did. You can no longer do that against the Hawks with DeJounte Murray because he's an excellent playmaker, one of the best we have in basketball, and he can attack the rim at will. Him and Trey, in my opinion, are going to feed off of each other and play so well together, and then you add in the role guys like John Collins and DeAndre Hunter, who are going to be fit so nicely and be healthy. And in my opinion, I think DeAndre Hunter is going to take that next step. I think he's going to be a strong candidate for most improved. I think he could take his game to that 16 to 18 points per game, throw in some couple rebounds, and play defense and not lock down, but guard the best player on the opposite team. He's not going to shut him down, but he can contain him. We seen what he did to Luka in the first game. I know it was the first game of the season, but still, y'all see where I'm going with it. And then when you look at DeAndre Hunter's performance in that series against Miami, he had 35, 36 points in game 5, was the only reason why they were even in that game to begin with, and really was their most consistent player the entire playoffs. Well, the entire series against Miami. Wasn't a very long playoffs for us, but that entire series, DeAndre Hunter's averaged over 21 a game and shot 46% from 3. Will that carry over to the next season? I'm not going to say he's going to shoot 46% from 3 the entire season, but to think that he can't average 16 to maybe 18, 19 points a game next to Trey and DeJounte, with getting 2 great ball handlers and playmakers, now improving his ball handling, to think that he can't take that next step to be a most improved player candidate, I think he's going to be there, man. I really do. The slander for the Hawks is just crazy to me. You improved defensively overall because you added Justin Holiday, who's a pretty decent wing defender and has 3-point shooting. And another thing that bothers me is just the fact that people keep going to the fact that, the Hawks they overpaid for DeJounte Murray. I don't see it that way. Yeah, you gave up 3 first-round picks. One of the picks was a Charlotte pick. 2 unprotected first-round Atlanta picks. Yeah, I get that. It's only 2 draft picks. 2. You get a first-round pick from the Kings in return for the Kevin Huerter deal. So I really don't see why it's such a big deal that the Hawks gave up 3 draft picks and a couple pick swaps for DeJounte Murray, a young all-star, when the Timberwolves gave up their draft picks for the next 500 years to get Rudy Gobert, who's on the wrong side of 30, who is a liability on offense. Keep in mind, man, this is all my opinion at the end of the day. I'm a Hawks fan, man. I'm going to defend my team. Y'all can say what you want. Y'all can defend y'all's team. That's fine. But the disrespect is it is crazy to me that people think that the Hawks are not going to be better than they were last year, especially after just in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. 2 years ago in the Eastern Conference Finals, now you add another All-Star, and they were 2 games away from an NBA Finals appearance if Trey doesn't get hurt. A lot of stuff can happen in that series, but listen, man, this is all my opinion. I'm gonna pretty much leave it there, man. This is all pretty much just a rant video. I'm tired of people disrespecting the Hawks like they're gonna be some bottom tier team in the Eastern Conference, like they can't be a legit contender with the top teams like Milwaukee and Boston with 2 All-Stars, one of those All-Stars being an All-NBA player, and 3 great surrounding role players in the starting 5 to complement Trey and DeJounte. I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Where do y'all see the Hawks ranking next year in the Eastern Conference? Who do you think is gonna be better? Where do y'all see the Raptors? I mentioned them earlier in the video. Where do you see them ranking in the top 8 teams in the Eastern Conference next year? Leave a like on the video, and I will catch y'all next episode.